Pecker Wrecker turkey calls. Handmade, one at a time. Easy to use, ultra realistic. Running a call when you can feel it bumping in your ear, the jerker's on time. Become a part of the wrecking crew at PECKERWreckerCalls.com.
Hey everyone, we've got a special treat for you for this series that we're going to run. We're here with Kevin FARR with Pecker Wrecker Turkey Calls, and he's going to tell us all about turkey calls. We're going to cover some basic stuff all the way probably into more advanced stuff. We know that there's different variety of folks out there that, you know, from beginners to very good turkey hunters. So some of this stuff may apply to you and some may not. One of the things that we're going to cover is pot calls. Kevin, tell them what all we're going to do with pot calls.
All right, we're going to go over our pot call friction calls. A lot of people call them slate calls for just a generic term, but I'm going to tell you things such as how to condition the surface, how to care for your call, go into how to actually run the call, and I'll even get a little deeper into different surfaces as far as the characteristics and uniqueness of each surface.
Right. So you say that a lot of people come to you and they contact you about how to condition that call and how to keep that call in working order and make sure everything's good with that. So that's one big thing that you want to cover yourself.
That's a question that I get asked a lot, is how do I condition this call properly to keep it functioning like it needs to function.
I got you. And we're also going to go over the different types of friction calls. We're going to go over, I guess, the slates
different
and the
surfaces on the pot stall calls.
Yep, I got you.
We got slate, glass, crystal, ceramic, aluminum, titanium, copper. That's pretty well got most of it handled there.
Sounds good. Are we also going to cover some mouth call stuff? Do you want to try to do some mouth call?
I'd be glad to talk about mouth calls. I can basically give you some simple how-to tips on how to run one, that's a little harder to show because you can't look inside my mouth when I'm doing it, but I can try to explain it to you. You can go over the different types of cuts and what kind of sounds you may expect to get, why one cut is different than the other. Try to give you a little explanation on some of that to help you out maybe.
All right, sounds good. That should be good. All right, so what's going to happen is this is going to be a series, so we're going to release a video of each factor in this. First, we'll cover the conditioning and how to treat this call, keep it in good working order. We're also going to go over how to run the call, how to work these calls, and what different types of language you can make with these calls. And then we're going to cover the surfaces, different types of surfaces. And then we're also going to do these mouth calls. Kevin, just tell them every type of call that you make at Pecker Wrecker.
Well, first and foremost, I make turkey calls. And in that setting there, I make your pot call style friction calls, which would be slate, glass, crystal, ceramic, stoned aluminum, anodized aluminum, green slate, red slate, purple slate, titanium, copper. I think that's about got that covered.
Yeah.
Mouth calls, I have about 13, 14 different styles that I sell. I can custom make anything somebody wants, but I have different grades of latex, different cuts that I put in the call. So I got a pretty good smorgasbord there that'll be something in there that you need. Probably most all of it that'll help you what you want to do. So
sounds good. So guys, this is just going to be a series letting you know all about these calls and how to use them, how to work them, and just stay tuned. It should be good. Thank you, Kevin.
Appreciate it. Question I get asked a lot is how to properly condition your friction call, your pot style friction call. So that'd be glass, crystal, slate, ceramic, aluminum, titanium, copper. If I can figure out how to make one out of kryptonite, I'll tell you how to condition that. But for your glass surface, we'll start with glass. You have a couple of options on that. If you buy one of my glass calls, I give you a piece of drywall sanding screen, the little square that I've got preconditioned on the call, a few little light strokes with the sanding screen, 4, 5, 6 times side to side, you back in business, good to go. If you have a conditioning stone, a few strokes side to side is all that requires. Do not go side to side and up and down. Only go side to side. That also applies to crystal. Crystal and glass are very similar. Sand and screen side to side, sand and stone side to side. If you have a slate surface, a piece of green Scotch-Brite or maroon Scotch-Brite is all that you need. Now, slate has a natural grab to it, so it's not as necessary to keep it conditioned as people think it is. Primarily, all you need to do to Scotch-Brite is whenever you get a water spot or an oily spot from putting your fingers on it, a few strokes with the Scotch-Brite will dust that right off. You're back in business, good to go. For a ceramic surface, that's pretty well no conditioning needed on that. So if you have a ceramic caul, if you think it gets dirty or starts to slip on you, you can take some sandpaper, or you can even take one of those conditioning stones for glass and rub the ceramic with that. It will not hurt it. For a stoned aluminum, you can use a piece of green Scotch-Brite when necessary, or alcohol. For anodized aluminum, use alcohol only. If you put an abrasive on it, such as the Scotch-Brite or a piece of sandpaper, you are taking away the anodized coating, which is defeating the whole purpose of having an anodized surface caul. That's what gives you the texture and grab for that surface. For titanium, copper, a piece of Scotch-Brite with a few strokes will get it back going like you need it to go. And that pretty well should cover everything for all the surfaces on a pot style friction caul. The only thing I left out was your striker tip. You don't want to put your fingertips on it. You don't want to clean your ear with it or stir your coffee with it. If you get the end of it dirty, twist it in a piece of Scotch-Brite a few times, and that should clean it up, and you'll be back ready to go. It's Kevin, Pecker Record Turkey Calls. Appreciate you.